going on, guys? We are Tottenham TV here, and we have another transfer video for you today. A lot is going on, a lot of moving parts, but before we get into that, I just want to give a shout out to the under-23s match. Enfield are playing Tottenham under-23s at the Queen Elizabeth Stadium on the 31st of July, 7 p.m, as you can see on the screen. If you want to buy tickets, link will be in the description below. Go check out. We're going to be there. We're going to interview a few fans, get their opinions on the season, and we're going to be there seeing what the under-23s are like. So go check that out. But let's get right into the transfer news today. And the big story that's revealed today is Danny Rose. He is travelling with the Tottenham squad for the Audi Cup pre-season tournament, which is a bit of a hint that he's now very likely to stay at Spurs for the following season, which is really, really great news. This is from the Telegraph. Danny Rose has returned to the Tottenham squad for the Audi Cup pre-season tournament in Munich after failing to secure a move away from the club. Left back Rose was left out of the tour in China. Obviously, he didn't travel. We all know that because he was looking for a move. But Spurs are yet to agree a deal for the England international. Rose has therefore been restored to Pochettino's travelling party with under 2 weeks of the window remaining. It means Tottenham will contest the Audi Cup with three players who have been expected to leave, only one new signing in Dybala. Obviously, we broke the transfer. So Rose will not, is the big part of this article. Rose will not be pushed out of Spurs and will only leave for what he believes is the right move for him. With interest in the Premier League limited, Tottenham's best chance of selling Rose might be abroad to PSG or Juventus or Atletico Madrid. Levy still has a lot of work to do in the final 10 days. Only 10 days left of the window, not long to go. With Sessegnon and Lo Celso talks being held and talks have also been held with Juventus over an ambitious move for Paulo Dybala. Other than that, Trippier's left, Llorente's also left. Tottenham also, there remains a chance he could return on reduced terms for Llorente, so he hasn't quite decided yet. Pochettino has insisted he is happy with the squad, and he could theoretically argue that it is currently weaker than it was at the start of the last season. That, of course, could change, but the inclusion of Rose in the Audi Cup squad has only further underlined the lack of progress made in the transfer market. Eric Dyer didn't travel to China and requires further surgery. Also, Aurier has undergone surgery to a hand, so he also hasn't travelled. That leaves Pochettino with only Carl Peters and Juan Foyth as two options at right back, with Lloris also not returned, who's also not travelled due to tonsillitis. So given this news, really, really good news, I think, that Danny Rose has decided to travel. I think it's a good sign. I think he's quite likely to stay, given that there's been no interest in him and there's been no bids. He's, I think, for me, definitely our best fullback. Definitely an improvement if he can stay at Spurs for that left back spot. I think he's a better option for next season, especially than someone like Ryan Sessegnon. I think at the end of last season, Danny Rose was our best fullback. He was definitely our most dynamic option. He's the only one who gives us that raw pace and that real attacking threat going forward, and a bit of defensive solidity as well. So I think it's a massive, massive news if he can stay at Spurs, and the fact that he's travelled is a good sign for Spurs. But moving on from that, big news, there's Giovanni Lo Celso who's been taken to Instagram. Obviously, there's still talks of him being very close to a move to Tottenham. It says here, his Instagram caption was, "Thanks for everything, teacher." So it looks like it might be a kind of a goodbye there. And there's that picture with him, and looks like maybe his trainer at Real Betis. Talks are ongoing with him and Real Betis and Spurs looking to get the deal done. It looks very likely this deal is going to get done for around, they're saying, between 55 and 60 million pounds. I'm obviously very excited about this signing. We've all been saying that this summer we need someone like Lo Celso in the squad, and it looks like it could be coming to a head now with this cryptic kind of Instagram post. I'm always hesitant to read too much into Instagram posts or social media posts from players, but I don't know, unless he might be getting a new personal trainer, and maybe we're reading too much into this, but it does seem like maybe it could be a goodbye going for Giovanni Lo Celso. So that's from Hotspur Lane. Obviously, they've picked up on it. Go follow them on Twitter. So let us know what you think of that. Are we reading too much into it? But let's move on to our final story, and that brings us on to Paulo Dybala. Now, this was from 2 days ago. Reported from Sky Sports News and Sky Italy, in Italy to be more specific. Paulo Dybala wants to stay at Juventus despite possible Man United swap deal with Lukaku. Obviously, Tottenham were very strongly rumoured to be linked with a bid for Paulo Dybala. A lot of places saying that Spurs actually are very interested. The interest is very real, and there could be a deal to be done. There was further developments, which we haven't updated you on, in that apparently Juventus are interested in Lukaku now, and there's a possibility there could be a Dybala and Lukaku swap deal. Now, this was from 2 days ago. Paulo Dybala wants to stay at Juventus to fight for his place under Maurizio Sarri, according to Sky in Italy. Juventus are understood to be preparing to make an offer for Lukaku and are willing to exchange Dybala to get Lukaku. But Sky in Italy say Dybala wants to remain in Turin and could return from his summer break to start learning Sarri's methods. Tottenham are also interested in Paulo Dybala this summer, but any move hinges on Eriksen and Danny Rose. That's according to Sky Sports News. However, there have been further updates. Lukaku supposedly now still in negotiations with Inter Milan. This is coming from a journalist in Italy, saying he met with Lukaku, as you can see here, and apparently talks are still ongoing with Inter Milan. So there could still be a lot of moving parts. If Lukaku moves to Inter, does that free up Dybala to join Spurs? Or are we still relying on Christian Eriksen to leave? Well, quotes today from Pavel Nedved, who's I believe a director at Juventus. This is from Fabrizio Romano, who's a journalist in Italy. These are quotes directly from Pavel Nedved. We have some offers for Paulo Dybala, but we'll wait to decide about his future. Lukaku, well, we always try to get players, but I don't want to speak about Lukaku or others. So clearly, there are definitely some moving parts with Paulo Dybala. A lot is still to go on from now till the end of the season. Whether we're in the front running or not, there's still a lot of speculation, a lot of talk saying that Paulo Dybala, Juventus are willing to listen to offers from him. Apparently they've told, according to goal.com, if you can see here, according to goal.com, Paulo Dybala has been told that he is up for sale by the Juventus hierarchy. Here we go. This is from Romeo. This is from a Juventus correspondent for goal.com. He said Juventus have told Paulo Dybala's entourage that they will listen to offers for the Argentine striker. So a lot is still to go on from now to the end of the window with Paulo Dybala. I think a lot is going to happen from now to the end of the window with Spurs. Only 10 days left though, so a lot of Spurs fans are getting a bit edgy, a bit tetchy that maybe Ndombele was our only transfer deal, but Lo Celso and Dybala, a lot to be decided. Eriksen, will he sign a new contract? There was talk a couple days ago, according to Sky Sports News, that Eriksen could now be set to stay at Spurs and sign the new contract. But then there was following updates today from AS, a Spanish publication, saying that there's a verbal agreement with Real Madrid, saying that he could agree a deal. There is a verbal agreement with Real Madrid that should Real Madrid fail to land any of their targets, they will come up for Eriksen if the move for Pogba falls through. There's still so many moving parts in this transfer window. It's hard to get your head around. The domino effect is still to go on. Are we going to get Paulo Dybala? Still remains to be seen. I think we're still in there. It looks like we're still in with a chance, but I think Man United may be just about in the front seat, given the fact that they need to get rid of Lukaku. But if Lukaku goes to Inter Milan, does that put Spurs in the driving seat? Does any move for Dybala depend on us getting rid of Eriksen and Danny Rose potentially? But now Rose is back in the squad, so is that deal not going to go through? Does the move for Sessegnon, which has gone a bit quiet, does that depend on Danny Rose leaving? So many domino effects still to go. And looks like Lo Celso as well. That seems to be back on after that went quiet. Looks like there was a bit of a goodbye message there. Let us know in the comments below. What do you think? Are Spurs set to sign Dybala or Lo Celso, Danny Rose? Let us know about all those deals. Do you think we're in for the chance for Dybala? Looks like Juventus are willing to listen to offers, but are Spurs in the running for that? Do you think, are we reading too much into that Lo Celso Instagram post, or do you think that's a cryptic message saying he could be looking to leave sooner? And how happy are you that Danny Rose is back in the squad for the Audi Cup and he's back playing for Spurs? And do you think he's now set to stay at Spurs? And are you happy about that, or would you rather we get rid and sign Ryan Sessegnon? Let us know in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you like the content. And as always, come on you Spurs.